Well, we are into November, well and truly. Where did 2024 go? But the fact is, we are here at the end of the year, and that means there's a constant barrage of end of year events, breakups at work, breakups in all sorts of community groups and churches. There will be family gatherings, there will be parties, and every single one of these gatherings will involve lots and lots of food. So the question comes up, of course, what do people on the carnivore diet do with all these parties and all these options of different foods to eat and wanting to celebrate and yet wanting to stay true to their carnivore diet? I thought I would just record a little video and perhaps bring you 3 tips that have been on my mind to share with you as you navigate this Christmas season. Of course, it's only just over a couple of weeks to Thanksgiving. Unfortunately, we don't have Thanksgiving in Australia. We seem to have adopted Halloween, okay, but not Thanksgiving. There's a big part of me that wishes that it was the other way around. But in any case, Thanksgiving will be another time of eating and feasting together with family. And that's what this time of year is all about. So to put this video together, I thought I would begin with 2 fundamentals. There's 2, as it were, foundations that we're never going to change. And the first is that we're not going to take celebration out of our life for the sake of our diet. We will celebrate. We will spend time with our family. We will get together. We will have big meals with our family. And that's a given, and that's not going to change. And we're not suggesting for a moment that we kind of take celebration out of our lives. That would be just plain wrong. The other foundation is the balance of that equation, I guess, is that we need to realize that we have made a commitment to be carnivore, to start the carnivore diet. We have made perhaps one of the biggest decisions of our lives to do something about our health. Now, that is huge and that is monumental. And of course, it factors greatly in our choices that we make at any time of year, but particularly at Christmas. So they're the 2 sort of foundation pillars. Don't take celebration out of your life. You don't want to do that, but also remain true to who you are. You see, when you're committed to something, it defines your identity. You see, I am committed to the carnivore diet. And so my identity is, as I say on my videos, I am Larry, the carnivore pensioner. That's who I am because I'm committed to it. So they're the 2 fundamentals. Now, I want to give you 3 tips that might help you navigate this journey. Now, the first tip is simply this: have a plan. Have a plan. This is based on the old premise that every battle is won before it's ever fought. You think about that. Any battle that we win in life, we win it by planning ahead, by thinking through what we're going to do, what our strategy is. If we go headlong into something without any thought of a plan or a strategy, we're destined to fail. Imagine if, even when I'm making these little videos, I've got to have some planning. I've got to have some thinking ahead about what I'm going to say, or I'll get into the video and think, oh, crap, what am I going to say here? And that would not work at all. So you've got to have some forethought about what you're going to do, how you're going to tackle these Christmas events. Think about it beforehand. Now, some of these strategies might include just simply eating the carnivore-friendly foods when you get to the event. And that's not as impossible as it sounds, particularly at Christmas, because I don't know about your particular culture, but I'd be pretty sure that there's plenty of good meat options on a Christmas dining table. There's always, turkey. Maybe that's a Thanksgiving thing for the people in the States. There's always in Australia, we always have a lot of seafood at Christmas. There's always good old roast beef and roast lamb. And so when you come into an event, simply peruse the table. And particularly if you have a buffet type meal, or what do we call those? A potluck, I think you call them in the States, when people bring different foods and contribute foods, and you look at all the options and you make your choices to what you're going to eat. Well, look for the carnivore options. The other thing that goes along with that, a second strategy might be to bring some of the food that you know you can eat with you, because it's quite common at Christmas for people coming to a family gathering to contribute to the food in some way, particularly if they've got a diet that they want to adhere to, as we do on the carnivore diet. So it might be appropriate for you to simply make some roast or some lovely seafood or something before you come, and to bring it with you as a contribution to the meal, and then you know that there will be something there that you can eat. Another strategy, I think, and this one's really important, I think there is a place for, before you go to these Christmas gatherings, to work out in your own mind where your boundaries lie, to set your own boundaries, to know in advance, to think through what you will do and what you won't do. I guess the fundamental question here, as you come to a family Christmas event or Thanksgiving, is what will you allow yourself to eat at this gathering? Do you want to remain strictly carnivore or strictly adhere to the diet that you have chosen for the sake of your health? Or are you prepared to have a reasonable amount of compromise? Now, this is a good question to think through, because both options, I think, are quite viable. And it could be possible that because it's Christmas, you want to have a piece of Christmas pudding with the family, or you want to be able to indulge in some roast potatoes that have been done to accompany the roast meat. And that may be quite reasonable, but think through beforehand what your strategy is, so that you know what you are going to do in that situation. And also, if you're going to compromise, how far are you going to compromise? If you've thought through this before you get there, it's going to make your decision at the event so much easier. So have a strategy. Peruse the food, take your own food, work out your boundaries before you go, and know what you're going to do. And then once you've done those things, you can simply be polite, and you can decline food that is inappropriate for you, or food that you're not really happy to eat, and you can do that politely and respectfully, and in a good way. So that's my first tip, if you like. A second tip would be to remember that Christmas and Thanksgiving is all about family. It's about friends. It's about relationships. And that is so much more important than whatever food you eat. Now, I know food is a big part of it when you get together, and I've already acknowledged that. But it's ultimately about people. It's about family. It's about seeing your children, your grandchildren, about connecting and loving. So put the emphasis fairly and squarely upon the people that you're meeting up with and interacting with. Focus all of your energy in engaging fully, being fully present and fully involved in the conversations and the laughter and the joy of being together. And you can do that without having to eat the whole time, and stay true to your boundaries that we've just spoken of. My third and final tip would simply be this. Remember, this is a season for joy, for thanksgiving, for gratitude, for worship, for praise, for all of those things that are appropriate in your family gathering, in your event, because it's Christmas. Remember at Christmas how far you've come. Where were you health-wise and diet-wise this time last year? What was your weight back then? What was your health like back then? How far have you come? Well, be thankful for that. Celebrate it. Be energetic and enthusiastic about it, that you've done something positive. This is a time to celebrate those milestones, to be thankful, and to express thanks and a sense of gratitude for all that has taken place in your life. I am so incredibly thankful for all the weight I've lost this year, for all the health improvements I have, for new friends I have, for new contacts, for this YouTube channel. I'm thankful for so many things. And this Christmas, I want to celebrate those things. And I hope that you've got a whole list of things that you're celebrating too. Finally, if I can just wrap this up, and I wanted to keep this pretty short if I could. Look, if you slip up at Christmas time and you have something that you never intended to eat and you lashed out and you had a piece of big pavlova or whatever it was, look, don't beat yourself up. Don't bash yourself up and condemn yourself. Simply just rule a line in the sand and say, well, that was Christmas. Now I'm getting back to my diet. Now I'm getting back to my commitment to my health, and I'm going to do it straight away. So don't beat yourself up, learn from it, rule a line, and start again. Anyway, look, these are just a few little thoughts. I hope they're helpful. Please share with me in the comments any thoughts that you've got about being carnivore or even low carb at the Christmas season. Enjoy every celebration you have. Enjoy every gathering. I would invite you to join our Facebook community, the Carnivore Pensioner. It's a great group where we interact together. I would also encourage you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so in days gone by. And I want to wish you a very happy and a very joyful end of year Thanksgiving, family gatherings, and Christmas. And may you know the real reason of Christmas and the real joy of Christmas. God bless you each one. I will see you on the next video. And until then, keep telling your story.